Keep that butt rubber side down.
Right there guys, still trying to work out what I'm going to be doing with the Underseat mudguard. I'm not quite happy how I've done the Darth Vader bit so far, utilising Perspex. The main problem is Perspex is incredibly brittle. So I've got hold of some polycarbonate and I've already cut it to shape. And what I was doing with the Perspex was doing it as a two-piece thing because you can't really bend it. Whereas this, you can bend. So I'm going to hopefully find a person who can bend it for me and put the crease in there that I need, and then I'll drill out the holes and then I can work out about the paintwork. Anyway, so this is with polycarbonate cut to shape. What I plan on doing is putting a crease down along here to kick that up, and then this will fit in the seat hoop, and then hopefully that will just butt up against the back of the battery box. Okay, so I've popped over to Kelvin Precision. I don't know if they're going to be able to help me. They've sorted me out in the past with certain bits and bobs. So hopefully, if they are able to, they might be able to sort out this bend on this plastic for me. Let's find out. Okay, well they weren't able to help me, but did point me towards Coalbridge Engineering Limited. So I'm going to knock on their door and see if they can help me. Let's find out. As with everything, nothing comes free and nothing comes when you want it to happen, but these guys have said that they'll sort it out for me, so cool beans. Going to put the bend in. They can't do it today, so we're just going to have to wait and see. They've got my number, they'll give me a call when they've done it. Sweetness. Alright, cheers. Right, this video will continue. I've got my polycarbonate back now, and they put the bend in it for me, as I requested them to do. Took a little bit longer than I was hoping, but it doesn't matter, it's all done now. And now this is my first time I'm actually fitting up against the bike to see if it's going to work or not. So the first thing I've got to do is get the seat off and remove the top piece of the red Underseat mudguard jobby. So now, let's get the seat off. Getting this off is a piece of cake. I've just got two nuts on the other side of these, so you can see them there. So I'm just going to unscrew them now. That's one of them not off. Due to the brackets being aluminium, the washer's actually embedded itself in the bracket, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's bad because it shows how soft the aluminium is, and it means at some point I'm probably going to have to make those brackets out of some proper metal, but it's good because it means they're quite set in their position, which is really what I want from them to be. I don't want them moving around particularly, although saying that, this one's fallen out. Anyway, that's that off. I'd wish that it wasn't going to be so noisy out here today, but oh, there it goes. So let's see how this sits up against that. You can see I've got the brackets there. I can adjust them a little bit because they do bend, but hopefully I won't have to move them around too much. And then let's just put this up inside here. Wow, that's a tight fit. You know, just so you can see what we got up here. I've got to make two holes in the plastic so I can butt those brackets up nice and tight on them. I've got some files so I can make the squares that these require to get them to slot onto the plastic without moving around. So this stuff, this just peels off. And this should be the same diameter as this polycarbonate. Seems to be going on okay. Well, that works. That's actually works even better than before. Awesome. Happiness. Things are working. Things are working good. Now, so what I want to do is mark those holes up there, which I'm going to do with a pen. As you can see, got a mark there and a mark there. These are a little bit wonky because I made the brackets wonky, but I'm not really too fast. That doesn't really show too much. So next thing for me to do, drill a couple of holes in there and then file these square so that these bolts lock in place into those holes. Okay, so I've got the right size drill bit in, got the two holes marked up. What we'll do is squiggle these fuckers out. Yeah, if you drill into the wood, it's better. It allows you to check for termites. I'm actually going to be filing these holes, so the fact that we've got a couple of little burrs on them, that doesn't matter too much. I can get rid of them. That one there probably. And then files. To save you the pain, I will magic this into squares. Okay, so magic has happened. I've squared off each of the circles to the right diameter, and now this fits in. It's a squeeze, but it's not too much of a squeeze, and once I pull them in tight, that'll be absolutely dandy. The next thing I've got to do is the bit that can make or break this. What I have to do is I've got to pull off this backing and attach the decal onto the back of this, so then I can spray over this in the candy in the wrong order. So the candy paint I've got, you're supposed to do a metallic-y silver base coat, and then you put the candy over the top to get the shade of paint that you want from that. It's going to be really difficult to get the shade of paint I want from it, because I'm having to put the candy on first and then the silver. Fun. When I ordered these, I ordered one in reverse and one in normal. So if I was going to do it the same way as I did this one, where this is on the actual underside of the mudguard, I'd use this one. Whereas this would go on there and it would look just like that. But because I want it to go on the back of it, I need the sticky bit to be the other way around. So what I did was I ordered one of these, but in reverse. Voila! So, wrong way around there, so I can't put it on this side because it will put it on that way. But if I put it on the other way around, on the back, it will be the same way around. But I've got to get it moved across this way a bit more because I wasn't happy with the proportioning. Too much of the nose was chopped off. I'd rather lose some of this bit than some of that bit. Yeah, this is fun! So this should be perfectly clean underneath it. Should be, because it's had this protective film over it. So I can just peel this off, hopefully. I'm trying not to touch it so I don't put any grubby fingerprints on it. But that's now clear polycarbonate. So this is the bit I want. And this is going on here, which is great because I can't actually see how I'm putting it on. But all I know is I need it to be further along than that was. So that's the edge. I'm going to go in a little bit, probably about there, and put it on there like that. Okay, so peel that back a little bit and just got to place it on here. And then you smooth these down here, taking care not to fuck it up. What I'm doing is I'm smoothing along the back of this to make sure there's as few bubbles as possible. Yeah, so that's all the way down now. Now I just want to rub it on so it sticks. Because of how I'm doing this, it doesn't actually matter if there's a couple of little bubbles. I'm actually going to peel the vinyl off once the red has dried. Okay. On the bottom there, it doesn't matter that that's overhanging, doesn't matter at all. That gives me an advantage when it comes to removing the vinyl. It gives me something to grab hold of, hopefully. Now, I mentioned before about the order I was going to be painting these. So conventionally, what you do is do your silver base coat, followed by your candy red, and then your clear coat over the top. Because I've got the polycarbonate, I don't need the clear coat, because that's going to be on the other side, although I may use this to seal the paint, stop it getting scratched afterwards on this side, just for a little bit of durability. Then we've got the candy red. So we're going to give this a decent shake and then layer up some paint onto this. The last time I did any painting here, I noticed that there was a problem with the paint bouncing on the bits closest to the table. So I'm going to keep this nice and flat. I'm going to shake this for a couple of minutes and let's start the magic. Now, I'm not professing to be any kind of professional sprayer here, so if I'm doing this wrong, I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know any better. Right, let's see how we get on. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that coat to dry, and we're back in 15. Time for coat 2. Back in 15 minutes for coat 3. Time for the third coat. Okay, back in 15 for the fourth and final coat. That's that can of paint dead. Got a little bit of overspray there. Can't do anything about that, so that's what it is. Yeah, so now I've got to wait for that paint to totally dry. And once that's totally dried, hopefully I'll be able to completely peel off the Darth Vader vinyl, leaving that clear. So then I can come back when magic and time shit happens and do the silver base over the top of everything, making Darth Vader silver, and hopefully getting this candy popping nicely on the reverse side, which again we'll not be able to see until it's all dried and everything hunky-dory and it's about to go on the bike. We shall now time travel. Okay, now this is where it can all go absolutely wrong. From all the videos I've been watching, you're supposed to do this sort of about 45 minutes after the paint has been applied, and that time has now passed. But the videos I've watched have been about lining, and that you can pull really back tight, and that gives you a nice fine line so it doesn't pull the paint up. Can't do that with this because it's a decal, and it's got curves and stuff on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do this bit here first, in accordance with how I've seen it on the video. So you get to see now whether everything I've done so far is an absolute waste of time. Right, I'm going to crack on. But from what I've read, you've got to put it back tight so it cuts and the tape acts like a knife almost. This vinyl looks like it's almost melted actually. Yeah, there's no piece I can get there. And I just want this bit to come off. No, that's not coming. Come on. Give me an edge. It's not coming. Little bastard.
Keep that bar. Rubber side down. You know, you gotta keep that bar. Rubber side down.